I'm Tanya and welcome to my channel. This is going to be Moon Salutation Flow. So I traditionally teach a lot of vinyasa and ashtanga style classes which focus very heavily on Sun Salutations A and B. I had been practicing yoga for several years before I realized that Moon Salutations were even a thing. So Sun Salutations are generally considered to be very invigorating and awakening, and Moon Salutations are considered to be a little more cooling and restorative. We're still going to move a lot in the practice. Even in the Moon Salutations, I sometimes work up a little bit of a sweat too, so don't want you to think that it's going to be an easy class, but the cadence and the feeling is going to be completely different than what you might be used to if you traditionally practice Sun Salutations. So one of the main differences is just the structure. So we're going to be facing the long end or the sideways on our mat. So if you need to change your viewing angle from how you normally set up for your online classes, you may want to go ahead and do that. We will start off in a child's pose facing the front end of our mat, but once we get up to standing, the majority of our practice is going to be facing the side. So Moon Salutations, you're going to work from the front to the back of the mat and then reverse it from the back to the front. So we're going to go into and out of each pose on the right leg and then on the left leg. And the reason we go front to back and then back to front is because it feels a little bit different to come into and out of a pose. So for instance, we'll go into a pyramid pose and then into a triangle pose versus from a triangle pose and then into a pyramid pose. So it's gonna feel a little bit repetitive front to back, but it's also a good thing to kind of get out of your brain and into your body. Another thing is we won't be holding our poses very long, so it's going to be fairly quick practice with one breath, one movement into each pose. So yeah, I think that's all that you need as far as introduction. So go ahead and sit up so that you can have room to face the long end of the mat, and then I'll go ahead and identify the front and the back end of the mat. Even though we won't be facing that way very often, I'll refer to it to turn to face the front or turn to face to the back of the mat. You shouldn't need any props. If you like to practice with blocks, if you want those for a triangle pose or a pyramid pose, you can go ahead and have those handy. Otherwise, we'll get started in a child's pose. So you can turn to face what's normally the front of your mat, toes together, knees nice and wide, and then just crawl your hands forward. Release your chest down towards the ground, and if you'd like to, if it's comfortable, you can rest your forehead or your chin lightly on the ground. We're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Take a moment to set aside the stresses of the day and begin to focus on your breath. Maybe begin to crawl your fingers a little further forward. Send your hips back towards the back of your mat, really elongating the spine here. And we'll be here for 3, 2, 1. From here, walk your hands in, lift your chest up. We're gonna take a little toe stretch. So bring your knees together, you're gonna lift your hips up, and you're gonna curl all of your toes underneath you. So you're trying to get all 10 toes. So if you need to use your hands to come and kind of tuck those pinky toes in, you can. And then just send your hips back. If this is too much pressure on your toes, you can stay lifted with just the toes curled under. All right, think about trying to keep your ankles towards each other so they're not splaying out to the side. And then we're gonna bring our hands behind us, interlace them, and then bring the hands as a package over to your left. Bring them to the left side of your waist, and then drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Lift your head back up, extend your arms behind you, flip your grip, so opposite thumb on top, and then bring both hands as a package over to your right, on the right side of your waist, and then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Lift your head back up through center, release the arms back behind you, release the grip, and then just lean forward, just fingertips lightly to the ground, release the toes, and then you're just gonna kind of bounce your feet back and forth on the mat, just kind of release tension that you've got there. All right, and then after that, just take a seat. Hands can come to your thighs. We're just gonna take some kneeling cat-cows here. So open the chest, send the elbows back, puff the chest forward, gaze up. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, slide the hands forward. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. You can slide your hands forward and back on your thighs as you're doing this. And then let's take one more. Exhale, let it go. And then come back up to a nice neutral spine. And then from here, just make your way up to standing. And you can go ahead and spin to face the side of your mat. Separate your feet hips width apart and fold forward for a ragdoll. You can keep a nice gentle bend in your knees. Grab opposite elbows. Release your head and neck down. And if it feels good, you can shake your head yes or no. If you'd like to, you can sway. And we'll be here for 3, 2, 1. All right, release the hands down towards the ground. Roll all the way up to standing. And then step your feet together. We'll find a mountain pose in the center of our mat, facing the long end of our mat. Take a breath here. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. And we'll get started with just a regular moon salutation. And in the second round, we're going to add some other poses in. So send your arms overhead. Interlace the hands. Turn your palms to face up. Lengthen the spine. And then lean to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release your hands down by your side and step your feet wide. We're going to find a goddess squat. So heels are in, toes are out, goddess squat. You can cactus the arms. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. All right, then straighten the legs, reach the arms up like a star pose, and then parallel your left foot. So pivot on the heel, arms to a T. We're going to find a triangle pose to the front of the mat. So lean forward, and then right hand can come down to the ground, left arm up. So your hand can be on the ground or your shin. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then we're going to find a pyramid pose. So bring this left hand down towards the ground. Shift your weight forward. You can shorten your stance a little bit if you need to. Nice neutral hips here. Inhale and exhale. Now moving into a low lunge. So weight just forward in this right leg. Lift your left leg up and bump it back. Low lunge. Lengthen through the spine. Taking a breath. And then walking to the long end of your mat, we're going to find a skandasana. So we're going to keep it high so feet can be parallel like a side lunge into the right leg. And then switching towards the back. So side lunge to the back, bending the left leg, right leg is straight. And then from here, walking the hands all the way to the back, finding a low lunge, facing the back of the mat. So left foot is bent, right leg is long behind you. Take a nice long breath. And then from here, straighten the legs, bump the right leg in, pyramid pose. Try and find those neutral hips. Take a breath. Exhale, let it go. Moving into triangle pose. So left hand can come on the inside of this left leg, right arm up to the ceiling. Open the hips, reach the right arm up to the sky, rotate those ribs up. Take a breath. And then lift up, star pose. So heels in, toes out, reach up, and then goddess squat. Back to star pose. And then from here, step or hop the feet together, back to mountain pose. Take a breath, inhale. And exhale. So that was half of one. So we're going to do the other half by moving to the back of the mat first. So arms come up, interlace the hands, flip the palms up, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the hands, big step. Heels in, toes out, goddess squat. You can cactus the arms. And then straighten the arms, straighten the legs, star pose. And then parallel this right foot. Bring the arms parallel to the ground, lengthen up, and then lean down to the left leg triangle pose. So hips are a little lifted, right hip a little higher than the left, right arm up. And then pivot down, finding a pyramid pose. So hands come down to the ground, framing the left foot, weight shifts forward a bit, so nice even hips. Shift your weight into this left leg, bump this right leg back, low lunge, take a breath, inhale, and exhale. From here, walking your hands towards the long end of the mat, paralleling the feet, finding a skandasana. And then switch to the front of the mat, skandasana to the front. And then walk your hands all the way to the front. Pivot on the toes and the heel. Nice low lunge. So neutral hips here. Inhale. Keep the spine long. And exhale. From here, pyramid pose. So straighten the legs. Bump this left leg in. Pyramid pose. Try and find those neutral hips. Right hand comes to the inside of the right leg. Lift the left hip. Open the left ribs up towards the ceiling. Triangle pose. And then gaze down towards the ground. Lift yourself up. Star pose. Heels in, toes out. And then goddess squat. Cactus the arms. Bend the legs. Straighten the arms again. Star pose. And then step or hop the feet together. Center of the mat facing the side mountain pose. Let's take a breath. Let it go. All right. Stand to face the front of the mat, but still stay not quite up at the front, so kind of more towards the center. We're going to find a chair pose. This is just a little flow we're going to do before we do our second moon salutation. And then sit down all the way. Find a boat pose. Lift the chest, lift the legs. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. You can touch the toes down. Lift your chest, slide the feet forward. We're just going to take a forward fold. So reach for your toes or your shins. Lengthen the spine up, and then exhale, hinge forward, trying to bring the chest down towards the quads. Head stays in line with spine. Breathe in here for 5, 4, feet stay nice and flexed. 3, 2, 1. Lift the chest, release your feet or your shins, come back into this boat pose. And then either rock and roll or press your feet down and lean forward, come all the way back up, chair pose. And then up to stand. All right, take a breath. Let it go. All right, and then come face the side of your mat again. We're gonna do another round of moon salutations, but we're gonna add some extra poses into it. So starting in mountain pose, bring your arms up, interlace the hands, flip them. Lengthen, and then lean to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the arms. Find that star pose first. Heels and toes out. And then exhale, goddess squat. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, reach up, star pose. And exhale, goddess squat. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. All right, straighten the legs, moving into that triangle pose. So pivot on the left heel, parallel that foot, arms to a T, lean forward, lift the left hip, and then right arm down. This time, if you'd like to, you can lasso the big toe with your first 2 fingers, and then left arm up, and then overhead to the front of the mat. Take a breath, inhale, and exhale. Pivoting down, both hands come down to the ground. Shift your weight forward a bit. You can bump this left foot in just a smidge, pyramid pose. And maybe walk your hands back and fold a little deeper. Take a breath, inhale, and exhale. Walking the hands forward, we're gonna come into a standing split. So weight shifts all the way into this right leg. Lift the left leg off, square the hips. Fingertips can be down on the ground for balance. Take a breath in and out. Bend in the front right leg, lower this left toes down to the ground, come all the way up, crescent lunge. Inhale here and exhale. Now keeping the spine straight, core engaged, cactus the arms, and then very active twist. So twist to the right. Take a breath. Let it go. Then extend the arms long and we're going to reverse it. So right hand slides down the back of this left leg, left arm up, take a breath in and out. Unwind, crescent lunge, and then open up to the long end of your mat, warrior 2. Regular warrior 2, nice deep in this front right leg, take a breath in, let it go, and then straighten the right leg, parallel this right foot. Open the left foot to the back of the mat. Bend into this left leg, warrior 2. All right, right hand comes down and around, then you lift the right heel, crescent lunge. If you need to shorten your stance a bit, you can. Inhale and exhale. Then leaning forward, fingertips to the ground, shift your weight to this left leg, come up. Warrior three, hips are neutral, foot is flexed, take a breath. Let it go. Then lower this right heel all the way down to the ground, pyramid pose. So you're gonna have to shift your weight back this time a little bit. Find those neutral hips, and then walk those hands back if you'd like to. So palms are down, fingertips facing back towards that right foot. Take a breath. Let it go. Walk the hands forward again. Open up for triangle pose. So left piece fingers can lasso your big toe. Start by opening the right hip, and then right arm up to the sky. And then if you like that overhead, right hand overhead. Take a breath in and out. Using your core, lift yourself all the way up. 5-point star, heels in, toes out. And then exhale, goddess squat. All right, we're gonna stay in our goddess squat this time. See if you can lift your right heel up off the mat. All right, set it back down and see if you can lift your left heel up off the mat. And then set it back down and see if you can lift them both up without sickling. So you want the heels right over the balls of the feet and then lower it back down. Good job. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, reach up. And then exhale, step or hop the feet together. I lost my balance for a second. Mountain pose. Take a breath in and let it go. All right, we've got that last round to do, face in the back. So goddess squat, heels in, toes out. Reach the arms up, star pose, inhale. Exhale, find that goddess. Twice more like that. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, goddess. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Straighten the legs, parallel this right foot, so pivot on the heel, arms to a T. Lean towards the back, triangle pose. So left hand can grab this left big toe, open up through the right hip, right ribs up to the sky. And then maybe arm overhead if you'd like that. Take a breath in and out. Then bringing both hands down towards the ground, parallel the feet. I'm sorry, not parallel the feet, but pivot on the feet so you've got nice square hips. And then walk the hands back. Pyramid pose. Take a breath. Let it go. Walking the hands forward, bending this left leg, come up. Warrior three. Foot is flexed, right hip is dropped down. Take a breath, let it go. Then bend in this left knee, extend the right leg going behind you, right toes come down, come all the way up. Crescent lunge. Take a breath, let it go. Cactus the arms, and then pivot to face the back. One breath, inhale. And exhale. Extend your arms wide, and then left arm slides down the back of your leg, right arm up. A little reverse twist. Inhale. And exhale. Unwind back through crescent lunge. And then open up warrior two. We're still bent in this left leg. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Straighten the left leg, parallel that foot. Open the right foot to the front, bend in this right knee, warrior two. Inhale and exhale. Now left arm comes down and around. Lift the left heel, square off the hips. Find this crescent lunge. If you need to shorten your stance, you can. Take a breath. Let it go. Then leaning forward, bring these fingertips down to the mat. Shift your weight to this right leg, lift the left leg up. Warrior three. Take a breath. Let it go. With control, left leg lowers down to the ground, externally rotate it just a bit. Find your pyramid pose. So find these even neutral hips, and then walk the hands back, lower the chest. Take a breath. Let it go. Walking the hands forward, lasso your big toe with your right piece fingers. Open up through the left hips, open the left arm, open the ribs. And then if you liked that hand, arm can come overhead. Inhale and exhale. Use your core, release your big toe, come all the way back up, start pose, inhale. And exhale, goddess squat. All right, from here, see if you can lift that right heel up off the ground and then lower it back down. Left heel lifts up off the ground, lower back down, and then see if you can lift both heels. Keep the heels stacked over the balls of the feet, holding here for 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels, straighten the legs, reach up, started pose. And then exhale, hands together, step or hop the feet together. Take a breath, let it go. All right, we're gonna make our way down to a seat. So pivot to face the front of the mat. Arms can come parallel to the ground, palms face down. Zip your legs together all the way down. Squeeze them together as you lift your heels up, and then slowly lower down. So bend at the knees, lower, lower, lower. We're coming all the way down to a toe stand. So once you're down, if your hips are all the way on your heels, lift up just a bit. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. From here, lower all the way down, and then just extend your legs forward. We're gonna take a forward fold again. So flex the feet, legs are long. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, hinge forward. Breathing here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up, lengthen the spine, and then come to a seat. All right, and then we're gonna find a deer pose. So you can stay facing this way, you can come to the side. I'm just gonna spin so you can face me. So deer pose is a hip stretch. It's generally done more in a yin class, but you're looking to find 90-degree angles along your legs. So you want your right knee as in line with your right hip as you can, and then a 90 degrees with your shin, and then a 90 degree with your foot. And the same with your back left leg. Now, this creates a bit of a hip cramp for a lot of people. So you can do 2 things. You can pull the left foot in a little closer to the glute, which helps to alleviate that. If that's still too much, then just extend your left leg long to the side, okay? So wherever you're at, we're gonna twist a little bit. So twist towards this front right leg, and then walk your hands forward and fold down. You're gonna find that maybe you can stretch this left arm a little further. You can bring your right shin down to the ground. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walking your hands in, lift your chest. And then you're gonna lift your left leg up, bring it all the way around forward into the outside of this right leg. You can pull your right foot in close to your groin, lengthen the spine, and we're gonna take a twist. So grab this left leg, pull it in close to your body, and twist. Breathing here. 2 more breaths. And then unwind back through the center, and from here we're gonna find a cow face. So just begin to walk your feet a little wide, try and stack your knees. If your knees are further apart like this, that's fine. If you have a block and you wanna put it between your knees, you can. But you're gonna find a deeper stretch of the hips the more forward you bring your shins. You can sit up nice and tall, or if you'd like to, again, you can lean forward. Maybe shins down to the ground, breathing here. Last breath. And then lift your chest up. And then from here, hands can come behind you to support you, and just release your legs. You're gonna bring them a little wider, the hips width apart, and we're just gonna lay our knees down from side to side. So a little windshield wiper action to release between sides. All right, and then from here, we're gonna take the other side. So it's gonna be left foot forward and right leg behind you. Again, trying to find those 90-degree angles. So left knee's in front of hip, shins at a 90 degree, and then foot's at 90 degree. Same thing with this back leg. Again, if that's too much, just pull your ankle in close to your glute, or extend this right leg out to the side, okay? Wherever you're at, think about twisting a little bit. So twist towards this left leg, and then walk yourself forward. Maybe bring this left shin, forearm down, and extend your right arm forward. Breathing here. For 3, 2, 1. Walking the hands back and lift the chest, and then extend this right leg long and around and bring it on top of and across the left leg. You can pull the left foot in close to the glutes, Lengthen the spine, and then we're going to take a twist. So gather this left knee in close to your body and twist to the right. Right fingertips can come behind you. Take your twist. Last breath here. And then unwind back through center. And then find that cow face. So beginning to stack your knees, just walk the feet wide. If you've got the room, you can bring the shins forward. Lengthen the spine up, stay here, or fold forward, either way. Allowing your breath to slow down. You can feel all the feels from the practice. And last breath here. And then lift your chest up. Uncross the legs. Again, bring the heels to the ground a little wider than hips width apart, and just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And side to side. And once more, side to side. All right, and from here, lift the knees. Just turn to face the long ways on your mat and make your way onto your back for your Shavasana. So any position here, if you would prefer to be on your side instead of your back, it doesn't matter. It is your Shavasana. So get in whatever position is most comfortable for you. Release tension in your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Just let your belly be nice and relaxed. Release your glutes and your hip flexors. Release both of your legs. Take a nice soothing breath in, inhaling. And a nice relaxing breath out, exhale. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Encourage you to take several more moments and enjoy a very nice Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time.